The genocide trial of Radovan Karadzic, which started today, has been adjourned for 24 hours. The judges made the decision after the former Bosnian Serb leader boycotted the hearings, arguing he's not had enough time to prepare his defense. Karadzic is in The Hague on charges of war crimes from the bloody 1992 conflict in the former Yugoslavia. He says the numbers of victims has been exaggerated and accused the tribunal of being one-sided by bringing only Serbs to court. In his home country, where he remains popular, many think the government should never have given him up in a bid for European EU membership.
For more than a decade, Radovan Karadzic eluded the authorities, but he never lost touch with his friends, which is how well-known Serbian writer Brana Cancevic came to publish a book written by the former Bosnian Serb leader while he was still in hiding. Radovan would send Brana emails, and in one of them he attached his manuscript.
He wrote the book while he was in hiding. When someone is lonely, what can he do except write? Sometimes I'd also get letters from Radovan in my postbox. They were friendly letters, but without clues as to where he was. Although he was in hiding, he was more free than us. We're living under a government that is a traitor to its people.
On the day Karadzic's trial begins in The Hague, his followers vowed to take to the streets. Their daily demonstrations against his arrest were finally forbidden by police. Protest organizer Milenko Bodin says his government has sold out.
It is trial to Serbian national being. It is trial against Serbian past. It is trial to Serbian present time. And it is trial, of course, to Serbian future.
But the Serbian government defends its decision to arrest and extradite Karadzic. Handing him over to the Hague Tribunal is a key step towards the country being considered for European Union membership.
Our international obligation, according to international law, is to fully cooperate with the Hague Tribunal. And no matter what we think and what our personal feelings are about this institution, we're going to continue doing that.
Karadzic's book never made it to the bookshops. And what's more, when he takes to the stand to defend himself at The Hague, not many Serbs will be watching. Liliana Smajlovic covered the trial of former Yugoslav President Slobodan Milosevic, but she says today's bad economic times mean there won't be many Serb journalists this time around.
Unless some outside Western institution funds the coverage of a trial, it doesn't get covered. And this time for Karadzic, I don't think anyone's going to want to finance Karadzic's defense in The Hague, because a similar decision to follow closely Milosevic's defense in The Hague backfired on the Western institutions.
Karadzic is the 44th war crime indictee Serbia has sent to stand trial. And while Serbs disagree on whether he should have been handed over in the first place, most of them feel Serbs are never given fair trials in the Netherlands, and Karadzic won't be any different. Paula Slier, RT, Belgrade.
Karadzic claims that in 1996, senior U.S. diplomat to the Balkans, Richard Holbrooke, offered him immunity from prosecution. He said the agreement was signed during peace negotiations in the region, granting him immunity if he disappeared from the public eye. The alleged text of the document was published last year in a Serbian newspaper, but Richard Holbrooke has denied the claim, and the Hague Tribunal refused to recognize the deal. Independent analyst Vladimir Kozin says a court like that would never acknowledge such an agreement.
Unfortunately, the Hague Chief Prosecutor, Mr. Serge Brammertz, said recently to mass media that he had not seen such an agreement, and if it existed, nevertheless the trial will not accept it as a legal consequences for the deliberations. But nevertheless, the trial should have been given fair time for Mr. Karadzic to prepare the defense. He is asking for quite a normal thing, to be prepared by May or June next year. Provided the court will last from 2 to 3 years, that's a fair time to be given for his defense. The court's inevitably one-sided because, look, all judges are not Serbs. They are from NATO member countries. Second, mainly Serbs have been indicted. It's an unfair, premeditated trial. That's it.
A member of Radovan Karadzic defense team, Goran Petrunjevic, says there's little hope for a fair trial as some big politics is involved in the case.
We all need to know that behind such an institution as the Hague Tribunal there are several world forces. And number one is the United States of America, who is trying to redeem or justify its own bad politics and bad decisions in our region. So, yes, there is pressure on The Hague to try and wash away its shame because it didn't convict Milosevic. It's very clear that the politics of the United States, Germany and some other countries are behind the institution of Hague Tribunal. Unfortunately, by the meddling of all these countries and their wrong politics, there have been many bloody civil wars in our region. Now they need somebody to blame. Ever since the Hague Tribunal was established, the main guilt has been put on Serbs. That's why so many Serbs are in The Hague now. That's why the trials of our men receive such media attention. Because they're presented as guilty from the start by those countries with wrong politics who provoked war in our country. All over the world, people are innocent until proven guilty. But in The Hague, everybody is innocent until they're a Serb.